Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. Today I want to just show you what I do with my leftover drills once I am done with a diamond painting. So this tray was set up for a diamond painting that I have already completed. I know a few of you, not many, but a few of you just toss out your leftover drills. And those of the rest of us go, oh, no! So the majority of us do keep our leftover drills. I primarily, again, like I stated in my little mini series on diamond painting, it's 3 parts. I will link them down below if you haven't seen those. I primarily work with the square drills. However, I have started getting into the round drills. This is what I use now for my round in progress diamond paintings. I just started a round diamond painting with you guys on camera. Did a diamond paint and chat. You can look back for that one. Then my permanent storage that I am going to be using, and again, I show this in that mini series, is just going to be this with baseball cards in. And I am going to store them in here with the label of the color that's going in there, the DMC color. So that is what I'm going to use for rounds. I'm not going into that today. I'm going to show you what I do for my squares, because this is what I have all built up in my supplies over the past few years that I have done diamond painting. So I have a lot built up of square diamond drills in my permanent storage. Okay, so what I do first, let's take the cover off of these. I will link these trays down below in the description too, as well as the different size containers. There are 4 different sizes. You have your large, you have your medium, you have your small, and then these little bitty ones are called tinies. So these are the size, I don't know if you can see it against the white, these are the size that I use for all my permanent storage. Typically you don't need any more than this. You don't have more than one of these for your permanent storage, other than maybe 310s or a real popular color 939, you know, certain colors like that. But the majority of them will all fit in these. So take the cover off. I will get my containers of my permanent storage over here. Dun, 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 dun. Let's bring you up a little. I have them all labeled. This is my first tray, second, third, and fourth. And as you can see, my 4th tray is almost full too. So I do have a 5th one labeled when I run out of room in these. Now I have them all in numerical order. So they start with the 150. They go to, 151, 152, 154, and so on and so forth. So the first thing I do, bring you back up, is I look and see out of my kit that I want to put into permanent storage. I'm going to put this down here. I look to see if this, from my temporary storage, this is number 152. I look to see if that particular number is in my permanent storage already. So let's look and see if we have 152 in our permanent storage. And I look in here because I know 152 is right near the beginning, so I know it's going to be in tray number 1. Yes, I do have a 152, And the more diamond paintings you do, the more colors, of course, you're going to have in your permanent storage. I have less and less, or fewer and fewer, I should say, colors from my work in progress tray that is not in my permanent storage anymore because I have so many colors. There are, however, one or two that I don't have in my permanent storage. Biela. I have the blinds closed on the patio door again because it's pretty bright outside and she's sniffing around by the patio door and opening them up. So the next thing I do, if I do have them in permanent storage, is I look at the colors, because every diamond painting you get, the dye lot may be just a hair different between kits. So I will open up this one and I will look at the color. Then I will open this and look at the color and see if they are the same. Now these do look a little off, and I don't know if you can see that or not. Let's get in camera, Lisa. You probably can't see it on camera or not, but the one from the kit that I just did, it's a little bit darker than the ones that I have in permanent storage. So what do you do then? Which one is really the right color? Then, if that's the case, I get out, and I'm going to move these so I don't spill them. I get out this color card, and I will link this also in the description. This is off of Amazon. It is a chart of all of the DMC colors, and it folds completely out. As you can see, it's very big. It stretches out quite a ways. So you're thinking, okay, they're in color families. So how in the world do I find 152 in all of this? They figured out a way to give you an easy way to access that. Over here in the back is a listing of all of the DMC numbers. Let's look for 152. It is right here, and it tells you what column that particular number can be found in. So in this case, it is in column 4. So let's go and look in column 4. Each of the columns are numbered. Okay, here is column 4. So let's look down column 4 and see. Here is 152. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take these drills. I'm going to take, it's better if you take like one out and you actually put it on there. So that is from my permanent storage versus one from my temporary storage. And let's see what one is closer. They're very, very similar. I do think that the one I have in permanent storage is closer, though. I think the ones, these that are just a tad darker, I don't think match as well. So I'm going to keep the ones in my temporary storage, and I am going to get rid of these because I don't believe they are a true representation, a true color of 152. If they're real close, this one's pretty close. Sometimes I will dump it in because in the grand scheme of things, remember these lids do come off. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll just dump in one or two and I'll see if they're close enough. And truly, this one is so close, you really can't tell the difference. It's just a hair off. Some people that would bother the heck out of them. I really can't see much of a difference, but I can see a little bit. So I don't think I'm going to dump any more in there. Probably shouldn't have dumped those in. I thought they were really, really close. And then, like I said, I do keep them These are a hair off. But again, in the grand scheme of things, in a diamond painting, you're not going to notice it anyhow. But we are particular about our diamond paintings. So let's put this back away. Okay, so that was 152. Let's look at our next color, 169. Now, what I typically do, just so it's a little bit faster for me, is I just go and I go, okay, yep, I have a 169, and I put it on one pile. This one's 224. Yep, I have that, and I put it on that same pile. This one's 318. Yep, got that one too. 322 is empty, so I'll put that up there. 334. Yep, got that one. So let's just quickly go through these. 407. Yes. 6. Okay, 45. We go into the next tray. So let's go into tray number 2. Okay, 775. Yep, have that. See, like I said, the more you do these, the more you're going to have all of these drills. These drill colors. 793, 794, 798, 801. I have all of these in my permanent storage. 820, 839, yep, 932. Okay, we have to go into tray number 3. Probably boring you guys all to tears, huh? Let's go into tray number 3. So 932. Oh, that is one I don't have. So I'm going to put that one over there. 938, yes. 950, yes. We'll just put them in here. 3041, yes. 3743, yes. And we are going to have to go into the next tray. Last and final tray for now. 3747. 3747. Yep, have that one. 3753. Yes, have that one. 3772. Yep. 3840. Yep. 3842. As you can tell, I had a bunch of this color in this diamond painting. Yes, I have that. 3859. Yes. Now here happens to be one because I have a permanent sticker on here. I knew that I had to pull from my permanent storage to finish this diamond painting. I ran out of 322, so I did have to pull this particular color from my permanent storage. And I hope I'm in frame because my iPad, there we go. I did have to pull this color from my permanent storage, so I am going to be putting it back. Okay. Is that the one? No. Okay. So 3861 I have. 3862 and 63 I have. And then the 5200, or it's B5200, I also have. So there is only one color that I do not have in my permanent storage. So the ones that I do have, I will again go through and compare the colors just like I showed you. If they are close, then I will dump them in there. Let's go ahead and look at the one. Come on, cover, get on there. Fighting with my trays here. Let's get out tray number 1 because I know that that's where this first one was in. Okay, so it is number 169. Okay, so this is the 169 from my permanent storage. Here is the 169 from my temporary storage. If we look at the colors, yep, they look pretty close. They look like they are the same color, but just to make sure, again, I will open them up and really do a good comparison. And yes, they are the same. So I just dump them in there. I typically blow them out to get any of the garbage out. Close this back up for my permanent storage and put it back in its slot. I will then put all these empty ones on the side. When I am done going through everything, I just remove the sticker and I use it for my next kit. Yeah, you do get a little bit of residue on here, but it's covered up by your stickers anyhow. So eventually, if it gets too gummed up, I will go through and I will wash them. So this is an empty one. I can put back in my containers that I keep for all of my containers. I have, again, I showed this in my diamond painting series. I do have just these pencil cases that I use. This is the big one for the tinies because I use tinies so much. So I will just take this and I'll put it in here. If they are mediums, I put them in here. The smalls go in here, and then by process of elimination, the larges go in here. Now, if I have any more larges, I may be able to fit one more in here. After that, hopefully my other kits, I need larges and I won't run out of space. Alrighty. So, the 322, I don't have any of 322 in this particular kit left over. So I am just going to put this empty one back in the tray because it does have the permanent storage sticker on. So I will see where 332 has to go, and it's right here. Now, what do I do? So I do that exact same process for all of these where they are already in my permanent storage. I'll find it in the permanent storage, see if I have it. If I do, see if they're the same color. Now, this particular number, as you can see, I have a ton of these left over. This will be the case where I am probably going to use a container this size in my permanent storage. Not often does that happen. I think just one other color did I have to use a size bigger than this. Yes, and it's in tray number 2. $7.98. I had quite a few of these that would not fit in a tiny. So, like I said, most of the time they will always fit in these size containers. Once in a while not, but you cross that bridge when you come to it. So yeah, this one's 820 is going to go in a bigger container. So what do you do then if you come across a color that is not in your permanent storage? That is when you get out your set of stickers. These are the DMC Floss number stickers. I will link these down below. I got these on Amazon, and they're just itty bitty little stickers that you put. These were created for flossers. So these are put on the little floss bobbins when they wind their floss on, but they work great for on our little cases. Or if you put yours in baggies, you can use these stickers on your baggies to identify which DMC color it is. So I see that I do not have color 932 in my permanent storage. So then what I do, I see I only have a few. So I will take a tiny container. And we'll just take back out of our storage bins up there, the tiny that I just put up there. And I find my sticker for $9.32. You have to be a little careful with these once you start getting a bunch of them off, because they can come off when they shouldn't. So $9.32 is right here, if you can see that. So we're just going to peel $9.32 off. Carefully fold this back together, and I put it, that's why I keep it in that little plastic container, even though, you know, the cover has ripped off. I still keep it together, and I'm going to retape. I had this taped together and the tape came off, but I like to keep it in here just to protect the stickers and keep them from coming off that sheet. So I will take this $9.32, put it on here as straight as I can. Whoops. Okay, that's not straight. Sometimes it works better if you use the tweezers to put this on. And of course, on camera, I can't do it. Okay, so you have your sticker on there now for $9.32. I will take from my temporary storage, I will pour them into my permanent storage container that I just made. Blow that one out again. Then we need to get this now into our permanent storage. So I look into tray 1. I see what number I ended up with. That is 608. So 932's after that. So we'll close this one up. Not in there. Look at tray 2. I end up with 898. Nope, it's after that, which is good because that's all the less you have to adjust, and I'll show you what I mean. So 932 is going to fit right in here. Now what you're going to have to do, because of course you can't squeeze it in here, you're going to have to start from the end. I know this sounds really tedious, and it can be. You're going to have to make an adjustment in every single column to allow for adding that one up previous. That's why I said the further down or the higher the number, the less adjusting you have to do. So then we're going to bring this one into tray 4 now. So you can see how the trays do fill up. Need to adjust and adjust. And it was 932, so it goes in this column right there. Okay, so now we have the 932 in our permanent storage. If I had any more that needed to go into permanent storage, like let's say 798 wasn't in here, let's pick one that's way in the beginning. Let's say 224 wasn't in my permanent storage. Again, I would get a tiny. I would find 224 in my permanent stickers, put it on the tiny container, dump these in. Then I'm going to have to look. 224 is near the beginning, so I know it's probably going to be in tray 1. So we would look for 224. It would fit in here. So you are going to have to adjust from tray 1 all the way through tray 4 and just, you know, go up one. Yeah, again, it can take a little bit of time, but depending on how many colors you have to put into your permanent storage will depend on how long it takes you to do. It truly doesn't take all that long to tear down one of your temporary kits and get all of the colors, you know, into your permanent setup, whatever setup you happen to be using. So that is how I get my temporary storage over to my permanent storage. if anybody has any questions on this, I do have one more diamond painting that I have completed that I need to tear down also and get into my permanent storage. So I'm a little bit behind, and I think I have, yep, I have that one up here, and this one has a lot more colors even. So I'm going to have to go through this entire kit. As you can see, some of the numbers, there are a couple larges in here. There was a lot of those colors, and I have a lot of this color left over. So this is another one where I'm going to have to use a bigger container for my permanent storage. Typically, I never have this many left over. Like out of all the ones from this big container, that will easily fit into a tiny. And like I said, most of the time it will. But then if your colors, again, are off a little bit between your temporary storage and your permanent storage, again, I get out that, where did it go? I get out that handy dandy little color card, and I do compare what seems to be the closest match. Sometimes you're not going to be able to discern much of a difference at all. So then you're going to have to kind of pick one or the other. If they are close enough where it really doesn't matter, and it doesn't really matter to you, you can go ahead and dump them in. Or this is a new DMC color chart book that is available from Amazon. This has just been updated. It has a little bit different layout now. I will link this down below too. I did go through this in the Diamond Painting mini series. But if for some reason you're really having a problem with matching it up to this color chart, you could possibly also look in this book, and you could compare it to the colors in here. Now these all go in numerical order, and this is now you have to remember these are printed off a printer to make this book. This has the drill number, the color. This was made for you to be able to put in a couple of your own colored drills in here. Unfortunately, this column is not sticky. There are some options out there, you know, double-sided sticky tape or little dot of glue, whatever, to stick your drills in there. And then is the color name. So this is another option. You could take your drill and compare it. You know, if you can't quite get it compared and properly matched on that other color card, you could maybe bring them in here. Maybe this would help you a little bit. Again, these printed materials are only as good as the printers are, however, so can't guarantee that these are going to be exact. So just keep that in mind. Take you back out. So that is that color chart. Now, one other thing I wanted to show you, as long as I'm doing something regarding diamond painting, this is a book that I could not find when I was doing my diamond painting mini series, and this is a diamond painting log book. There are many different varieties of this particular type of book out on Amazon. I will link this one that I have, but if you don't like this particular cover, many out there with different covers, but I believe the inside is basically the same. Has a nameplate just like our coloring books. Now what's on here is you have a design name. So let's say you have one Unicorns and Fairies. You put down how big it was. You purchased the kit from, if it's AliExpress, you might want to put the seller's name in here. You put down the price. If it was a gift, who gave it to you, the date that you started it, the date that you completed it. It does have difficulty level in here. Now maybe if it's a round partial that's not real big, it might be a beginner level. If it's a very large full square drill, like my big waterfall, maybe it's an advanced diamond painting. And what did you do with the finished piece? Did you keep it? Did you gift it? Did you sell it or other? If it was sold or gifted, who did you give it to? If it was sold, what was the price? Your overall rating, additional notes, and next project planned. I have not started filling out this logbook because I had so many diamond paintings that were completed already before I got this particular logbook. Every page is the exact same. It is front and back. So there are many, many diamond paintings that you can do in and keep track of them in this logbook. I'm not sure how many pages are in here, and I don't think it says, no. This one is copyrighted by Nancy O'Neill. And again, I will link this. This is from, it was copyrighted in 2018, so last year. So I am anticipating that I am going to go back. I'm not going to be able to accurately fill in all this information. I have no idea when I started it, when I completed it. I can look and see when I purchased it. I can look, give it a name and look at the dimensions. But I'm not going to know all of this information. But I thought, I'll put in the information that I can, and that from this point on out, I'll be able to start keeping track of them. So I am also going to put in here all of the diamond paintings I have sitting up here to my left. That mountain high stack of diamond paintings sitting up there waiting to be done. I'm going to include them in here too, so that any new ones, I can automatically date it, you know, when I got it, the price, you know, all of those things I can document right away when I get any new ones. So that's why I have not started this project yet. I have way too many things in the works right now, so that is another thing on my to-do list. Alrighty, so I have these two kits to tear down. I'm not going to bore all of you with doing that on camera. I will do that on my own time. But for now, I think I am just going to put the cover. Sure, Lisa. I don't know why I am having problems on camera with so many things. Don't have a problem at all off camera. Of course not. Alrighty, so what I am going to do then is I'm going to off camera get all of my drills from my temporary storage into my permanent storage. Again, this is just my way of doing things. I try to be real organized, and doesn't bother me in the least for my temporary storage to just take, these are the labels that I also get from Amazon. They are Avery Labels. I'll link these also. They're 5/16 inch by 1/2 inch, and they fit really nice on the containers, even the small tiny containers. I go through my inventory sheet, if you have one, and I just take out a sheet of these. Let's pretend this is a full sheet. I go down my inventory list and I just keep writing all the numbers, DMC numbers that I'm going to need for this particular diamond painting. Then I'll go through, I will see how many packets I have of the first color, and I will pick out the appropriate size container for that color. Then I'll see how many for this color. And actually, I am getting to the point now where I know how many can fit in a tiny. I know how many can fit in a small, medium, and a large. So what I'll do is I'll look down the inventory sheet. I'll see how many are in each one. And off to the side, I'll stack them up in a row, all of my containers for each number. And I'll put all the labels on. So then, as I'm going through my colors, I just have to pull a container. As I'm putting the labels on, I kind of watch every once in a while, like every fourth number that I put on, I look back at the inventory sheet to see how many and just make sure I'm putting the right label on the right size container. Just to safeguard myself. I could see myself getting all the way to the last number and then realize I was one container off. And that one's supposed to be on a large and the next one's supposed to be on a medium, and I'm one off. Yeah, I could see myself doing that. So that's why I kind of safeguard myself. But I like to do it and work kind of ahead. So when I cut, I'll open all of those packets to put in these containers. I can move a little bit faster. That is the one good thing about HeoCan. They do not send you an inventory sheet, but you don't have all those little plastic packets to open and dump in these. They come in little plastic baggies. All you got to do is open the Ziploc on the top and dump them in. You kind of have to trust that they have the correct amount in there. That's the only downfall with not having the inventory sheet. You are not positive that you have the right amount. But again, I kind of went into that in my diamond painting mini series, which again, I will link those 3 videos down below. So I hope this kind of gave you an idea of what I do with my leftover drills when I am done with a diamond painting and how I get them into my permanent storage. Again, my system, not for everybody. If you want to go with the plastic baggies and maybe put them in the binder, like I showed you what I am going to do with my round drills, takes up a little bit less room than these and is by far, I'm sure, well, no, I know, because I've paid for these. I know the other system is quite a bit cheaper than these. I just like this system better. So, and also because I have so many more of these, they, you know, fit better in here. So, again, I hope this helped you out, gave you a few ideas for those of you colorists out there who are now delving into the diamond painting world along with the rest of us. If you did enjoy this, please give me that thumbs up and please subscribe if you are new to my channel. I hope you guys are all enjoying this beautiful, well, here anyhow, sunny Saturday. And as always, happy coloring and happy diamond painting. Bye, everybody.